All right, we're live now. I hit live. It kicked us out somehow. All right, well that's weird. Last race technical issues.
Boy, I hope we don't have this problem, Gary, while we're over there.
No, because you have someone that knows what they're doing in production.
Oh my God.
All right, we're live now.
Hi, chat.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. Luckily, we can do a little bit of a recap of the race, and not a lot has happened.
We had one caution.
We had one caution, no damage apparently. Well, maybe a little bit damage to Lane Hosler.
Jill's pitting.
Right, so there you go, right on track, 60 laps. So he's going to do 4 stops, no matter what. Yeah, right now Anna Kalamick is your leader, followed by Taylor Mills, who's running second. Their teammates running third is Alexander Russell, who started on pole. Fourth is Casey Povolonis, joined by Layla Tsier, currently running fifth. Then we have Alan Berthaud, David Henger, Ricardo Bisotto, Tom Dreiling, and Christopher Hamlin. That is your top 10.
Okay.
All right, so let's do this again. All systems go. So I now I can't. I don't even want to ask for donations now. Just that, what a crappy job. I hit play and it said it was sending, and I'm like, okay, I guess not. I'm wondering if there's a way. I know I'll have the replay saved. I can always go back and rebroadcast the first 50 at the end of this, and do no commentary, just to kind of let it rerun so everyone can watch the action. But yeah, we've been missing great camera shots, and maybe we can get more of those from Taylor Mills' gearbox of the nose of Alexander Russell.
Oh, that's just scary stuff.
And he keeps getting so close to that attenuator.
It's more like he keeps trying to get a run, because I've been watching for the past probably 10 laps. Like, he's been using that outside lane, and probably used that for momentum, and used the drop to at least try and see if he can get a run. Maybe for experimentation for the end of the race, something like that would happen.
Yeah, you certainly want to try what will work and how we're going to be able to make moves stick. Right now, the track temperature has gone up a little bit. We started at 102 Fahrenheit. Right now, it's 106. Should be good enough still for making moves like we saw, or didn't. But we had a restart where both Anna Kalamick and Taylor Mills and Alexander Russell were able to go by Gio Ribeiro. Gio Ribeiro currently running a lap down. He went into the pits. Everybody else is going to need to pit in the next 15 laps or so. So they're going to cycle back out. We'll see how that happens. But right now, everybody's playing kind of chill, except maybe Alexander Russell was really trying to make a move there. But, I think the field mostly understands that this is a pack race. There is really nowhere you can go. And right now, it's not particularly the best moment to attack. And if you can save enough fuel and the race goes entirely green, you are going to be able to cut down a pit stop because of that caution that we had earlier.
This race might play into Joe Rivera's hands, because he's coming up some cars that he might make up some seconds on the draft. I think the 6th car of Lane Hosler and the 15 of Jack Wells. So he's approaching them, but he's going to gain time as the run goes on.
There's Jack Wells in that Target Chip Ganassi livery. Of course, Scott Dixon is the career wins leader here at Nashville. He won 3 consecutive wins from 2006 to 2008 in that livery. So he's trying to channel his inner Scott Dixon.
What else hasn't that man done?
There's a handful of, a little bit further back. That is Berthaud and Enger. Enger goes down to the apron, gets back on the racetrack. Dixon's won at just about every track, but he has not won at Portland yet, believe it or not. Has not won at St. Pete. Has not won at Iowa, but that's coming off the schedule, sadly. I want to say St. Pete might be the other track that, believe it or not, he has not won at. Anyways, as I was saying, IndyCar has raced here 8 times, from 2001 to 2008, and again back in 2024, replacing, like I said, that awful meme race that they had on the streets of Nashville. Thank God. We do not need that race at all on the schedule. Justin Petschauer, he is coming to pit road.
Oh, he's taking the access road. He's going to lose some time there.
He is 51 laps into his stint, so he is choosing, and leader on pit road as well, Anna Klimek.
So am I correct? They don't have to take the access, or they do?
No, they don't have to. I don't think Klimek took the access road.
Yeah, she did. Oh my goodness! And almost wrecks into her. He did not take that access road, and the slide saves it. I don't see a black flag yet. Yeah, no black flag for him.
No.
He made a legal stop there.
Yeah, Will Stearns is coming in too.
Oh, and he goes into the grass.
He missed it. Did he miss it?
Oh, that's not going to bring out a caution, but that's going to end his day.
Oh, man.
Now Russell picks up the lead here. So the career wins leaders here at Nashville, Buddy Lazier, Alex Barron, Gilles Deferrin, Tony Kanaan, Dario Franchitti, Colton Herta each have 1. Scott Dixon has 3. Colton Herta, is your defending winner for 2024. Another interesting stat that I noticed from the IndyCar history here at Nashville. All winners, including Colton, all started in the top 10. So starting in track position is everything in the real world. And that really used to be the case in the sim world. But now with this new package on this oval, I guess you could start from anywhere now and still have a shot. Bovalonis coming to pit road. He's using the backstretch.
I'll be using the front stretch just because you're going to lose so much time.
Doherty coming to pit road, and also coming to pit road, Gomes coming to pit road. Scheduled stops. Some used the pit road. Some decided just to come directly to pit road.
Russell just called in that he's pitting this time by your leader.
Lap 58 of his stint. So this really puts him in 3-stop territory, I think. Oh, he misses and he goes through the grass. He does make it inside the cone. Here comes Brito, and we got a black flag for Alexander Russell.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's definitely unsafe.
Yeah, he was playing with fire a little bit there.
So he is going to get a 40-second hold.
I mean, it's still a long race. So, it's rough, but you can get your laps back.
Zier coming to pit road. Brito is going to pick up the lead. Wallet's right behind him. Hamlin, who is at speed right now? Taylor Mills. Can Taylor Mills get to the backstretch? No, Brito is going to come out as the leader with a pretty sizable gap.
Yeah, that's the advantage of pitting, not taking the access road. Yeah, it gained a lot of time.
And he's going to go by Lilacs here easily here.
Now,
That's
what do you
around a
do if you're
second.
Zier? Do you go back and help your teammate Mills and try to bring Mills forward, or just hope that Mills can catch up to you, and you can just maintain your pace and try to run down Berteau? What do you want to do in this case?
I think working together is probably the best bet that they have. Otherwise, Berteau is probably going to break out of that envelope. I would say that Zier really doesn't have to do anything differently. Just stay in the draft because she's still in that envelope, barely, but still. And the same goes for Taylor Mills. So they should be able to catch up. It's just don't lose your patience and be there. There is exactly 1 second gap between Berteau and Zier and Mills. So that should be good enough to get them closer together. Yeah, Zier is closing in on Berteau right now.
Oh, you know what I'll be doing? I'll be swap drafting.
100%. It does help.
While we watched, and actually Zier is reeling in Berteau. Just a reminder on the week action so far in the IIS, the Wednesday 9 p.m. race was a top split of a 31-11. Won by someone that we haven't seen on the Top Split broadcast before, Kevin Smithberg from the United States. Justin Brink finished second. Ellis Spice, we've seen Ellis before in the Top Split broadcast, finished third. In the Friday broadcast, Ollie McGowan, we have seen Ollie before, won the Top Split broadcast, our Top Split race on Friday, followed by friend of the program, Matt Olibaugh, and Artur Kamarinsky from Poland. And again, I am partially Polish, and I still can't say his last name right. So, Archer, I'm very, very sorry, but did finish on the podium there at the top split of 34-30. Today's top split, or at least the strength of field, is a 34-37, just a tick higher than what we had on Friday. Zier has caught the leader.
Yeah, and then I don't know. It looks like Berteau did not or does not want to lead. He actually opened up the inside line for Zier and lifted, but Zier was having none of it. I believe that they want to save fuel, and honestly, at this point, Berteau does not want to be leading. Look at him; he's slowing down. That has allowed, of course, everybody to join in. There goes Zier.
Yeah, he just left. Yeah,
right behind it.
Yep. He just left the door open. Says go right ahead. Berteau would
very
very
much
much
be the car punching the hole in the air.
Yeah, exactly. And Berteau would very much like to finish this season with the win. He has been in the top 4 all season long, but he's done it without any wins. But he's done it with consistent finishes. No wins, but 12 top 5s with an average finish of 7th and 24 starts this season. You have 64 opportunities to race in the IIS through the course of the season, as we see Anna Klimek quickly follow Taylor Mills to the bottom. And now 3 of the Taylor Mills cars are nose to tail on the bottom of the racetrack. Trying to spoil that party is Alan Berteau, and right behind that group is Casey Povolonis, the big cheese.
And, they're working together as a team. Taylor Mills racing guys are. Zier went high to give the draft to Mills, then dropped down low so that Berteau would not take it, and then that way they are able to clear him. I imagine that they're going to do something similar to make sure that the Anna Klimek is able to make their way through as well. So yeah, that's smart. Work as a team. Strength in numbers. They are the only team I think that we have seen this race that has a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Who's that? Lane Hosler.
Lane Hosler, with that new rear wing and a slightly damaged car. Probably has some floor damage as well. He's just trying to stay high and allow the leaders on by. He's doing a good job of that right now. Lane is only 1 lap down.
Yeah. And the top 13 have really separated between themselves and the rest of the group. Ron Doherty leads that second group, but it's 6 seconds back. Then we have Brian Barnes, Tom Dreiling, Jason Green, Justin Pecha, and Bruno Gomez and Jack Wells. I would imagine that these are guys that took the access road. You do lose quite a bit of time by doing that, and you don't really need to at this track. It can be very scary, though, to pit coming off of 4, but it's the fastest way around it.
Once again, here are your reminder of the points. Burrell has clinched. We do have a statement from him in a form of a voice memo that we will play for you in our post-race. Brito is second. He's pretty much clinched that position as well, so the battle is for third, fourth, and fifth. Will Weiser, Nathan Moore, and Logan Edwards, but neither one of them are in this race either. The one that's looking to gain the most out of the top 10 is going to be Klimek and Zier, who have showed up in this race, and they are in 8th and 10th in the standings. There's your whole top 20. And like I said, if you can finish in the top 20 in the IIS, you are really among the top 20 best drivers on the sim, really, for this car. This is a pretty grueling campaign. 100% length races, mirroring the real-world NTT IndyCar schedule. You have super speedways, short ovals, intermediate ovals, road courses, street courses. You finish in the top 20. You are certainly one of the most diverse drivers in all of this sim. Being piled up behind Louis Valentine a little bit, as we do have two teammates back there in the form of Ribeiro and Bizzato.
Got we're seeing guys working together. You know that Ribeiro is going to probably need to pit a little earlier. Last time he pitted was lap 59.
He's 36 laps into his stints.
Yeah. So he's probably going to be the first one to peel in for the next stop, although I'm sure that right now he's happy where he's at, saving a little bit of fuel. We'll see. Right behind him, that's Jose Solaguren, who has been trying to move up the entire race, and right now he's your biggest mover, up 11 spots.
I tried to say his name earlier. And I just butchered it again.
It's not exactly the easiest last name to say, so I think that he wouldn't mind. Solaguren is trying to stay up top, trying to pinch down as much as possible Bizzato, but right now there is no help. It's pretty much single file on the inside, so if you don't have anybody popping out, you don't have any draft to help you. The only thing that you can sort of hope is that they slow each other down by going too fast. But since everybody's kind of going the same speed, really nobody's pushing or having to check up. It's rough, but here he goes. It got a little bit slowed down. He's going to be able to, he's clear right now. I don't think he wants to go there. I think he wants to stay on the outside. But, it's the longest way around the track. So, of course, if everything is equal, the guys on the inside will prevail.
And so stick around.
Check up again.
Everyone stick around after the race. You guys don't have to stick around in the booth, but I will show the first 50 laps again to make sure that everyone gets the chance to see that action. Maybe with commentary, maybe not without comment. We'll see. But you guys don't have to, but I'm going to show that first 50 laps again and make sure everyone gets to see kind of that close racing action that we had with Russell, giving us a good look and inspection of his front nose cone.
Yeah, especially when that door was slightly opened and Russell tried to make his way on the inside of Taylor Mills. That was interesting. Very close to disaster. Still side by side here. Now he got a little bit of help. That's Louis Valentine in front of him. Solaguren, I mean. Now Ribeiro is hopping up. That's gonna give him a little bit of draft. And he finally clears Bizzato.
Oh, blinker.
Oh, yep.
Back up front, it is still Zier and Mills, the two teammates. Alain Brito is in third, Klimek is in fourth. They've all maintained station once getting into this configuration pretty much for the last 20 laps or so. Is Zier, Taylor Mills, Brito, Klimek, Povolonas, Enger in sixth. Willott in seventh. He's up 9 spots. Valentin in 8th spot. Ribeiro up 9 spots to 9th. And Sologurin now up 12 spots to 10th.
Yeah, definitely the biggest mover of the race. That's, I think Ribeiro is... Oh, he's loaded up. I thought he was coming to the pits. Now Crush Neon going to the outside. Christopher Hamling and Crush Neon both went by Bisotto. And Sologurin is going side by side with Louis Valentine. He already made by Gil Ribeiro. Now clears the Frenchman. Move him up to 8th, 14 spots. But Louis Valentine is like, no. So a little bit of a gap right now between Valentine and Jason Wallat in front of him. So he should be able to suck back up to the back of the pack. I mean, it looked like they were playing nice for, I don't know, maybe like 60 laps. But at some point, it's like, oh man, I want to go. You know, I want to move to the front, and that's where incidents can happen. So, let's see, side by side right now between Valentine and let's see some Wallat.
You know, as I'm watching this, I'm watching two distinct groups out there. I'm really, really surprised that Ryan Godfrey was not kind of orchestrated a little bit of maybe a swap draft to catch back up to the lead pack, because as you know, we saw 60 laps, you know, on fuel, and Lilac, I think last pitted on, let me see.
It's like 79.
79, 80. And like I said, there's not much of a fuel save for Lilac there.
Yeah, you would think that they would be working together. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are folks that are not like that.
Yeah, because I see Alexander Russell on the outside, and I think he's kind of testing his patience a little bit, you know, because he wants his lap back.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, I'm faster. Let me through, please.
Yeah, and he was able to make his way back up. Now he's leading that second group. Let's see if he's able to bring that gap down. Last we talked about it was like a 6-second gap between those two groups. Right now it's at 8.7. And it has kind of maintained the same around here for the last 5 laps or so. Let's see if by having a really fast car that's not going to be saving any fuel with Alexander Russell trying to pull these guys up. Because in order for the swap draft to work, you need to kind of be on comms and or at least make your car language pretty obvious on what you're gonna do and when you expect the car behind you to pass you. But sometimes it happens that somebody else doesn't really understand what that means, and that could put you in a precarious position. So I think Gil Ribeiro just called in that he's gonna be pitted.
About time for him. Ribeiro, 54 laps into his race so far on this stint. There he is on pit road. All of his stops today have been under green. Today's race coverage is sponsored by 4D Racewear. Check out their a line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or check them out at the Sim Gaming Expo, September 5th through 7th in Schaumburg, Illinois. That's next weekend. Go to simgamingexpo.com to learn more or to get your tickets today, and we will see you there. And Ribeiro done on pit road, down and away. Wonder if I don't know how common the Ribeiro last name is, a surname in Brazil, but I wonder if he has any relation to Andre.
That's kind of one of the first things that I thought of as well.
Back when we were running the DW12 series, I used to race a guy named Ribeiro quite a bit often. been on this sim too long.
Of course, Andre Ribeiro, former IndyCar driver, has passed away, unfortunately, in the last couple of years. But got Honda their very first IndyCar win at New Hampshire. He was driving for Tasman Motorsports and Steve Horn there. And then later went to Team Penske. I believe he replaced Emerson Fittipaldi. He raced with Al Unser Jr. for a while. And then I think he might have spent a season with Gilles de Ferran, possibly. And then he then lost the seat then when they got to Castro Neves. I could have that wrong. But he had a really good opportunity with Penske. But unfortunately, it just really wasn't in Penske's heyday at the time.
Yeah.
You think Penske was in a big drought this season? Yeah. Go back to the late 90s. They were. It was not a drought. It was a famine.
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
They made. Who's the back marker in a Formula One all the time? Give me the team.
Stroll. Oh well.
Oh, Stroll. Not the driver. Not the driver. The team.
Okay. Right now it's Alpine.
Alpine. Okay. So they were literally the Alpine of the IndyCar Series for about a season and a half in the late 90s. They were awful.
Yeah.
Alpine and Haas, pretty much.
Right, yeah,
I'm thinking like the old Minardi days, when showing up to the racetrack was a victory,
Yeah. Arrows was fantastically slow, but I liked them. I would imagine that, Cadillac is going to have a rough time next season.
How do you feel about us possibly losing Colton Herta to F2 so he can get enough super license points then to race and then to be a driver for Cadillac?
That
seems like a waste.
I don't know. Yeah, Solaguren here trying to pit. Oh, he cooks it almost like he did last time, but he's there.
Good job. That aggressiveness hitting pit road might pay off for him. He's been up in that top 10, riding that high line, trying to make some progress up there. He hits his marks.
Yeah.
I've been watching the lap times between the second group and the first group. Since Russell has taken over, is the point. They have gained 2 seconds in.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. And you can see that right here on the tree, right there.
1/10.5 per lap faster.
Well, and like we said, I mean, luckily it happened to Russell at the beginning or the first quarter of the race, if you may, because that will give him enough time to try and unlap himself. He has been doing a good job, but if he's able to get to this group, I'm sure that he's going to send it and make sure to stay in front of these guys, so just in case that a caution comes out. As for Herta going to F2, I mean, I think it's more about getting acquainted with the tracks, which I don't think is particularly wrong, as what is that? Taylor Mills going to pit road. He's taking the access road though. That's an interesting decision from Taylor Mills Racing.
He did a good job at car control. Yeah, it's like someone from Formula One coming over here, but first, I mean, if they do come from Formula One, they got to go, at least when they come to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, they got to go through rookie orientation. Everyone goes through rookie orientation with Indy cars at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But beyond that, I mean, they pretty much their accomplishments stand on their own. It's like sending a Formula One driver to Indy NXT. I call it NXT. I know it's Indy Next, but Indy NXT, which incidentally, we're getting that car here soon. But it's like sending a Formula One driver there. It just doesn't make much sense. It seems kind of insulting to me that someone that has multiple wins in North America's top open wheel series needs to go to Formula 2 to prove himself.
I don't think he needs to. I think it's more about the team wanting him to do so, just to get acquainted and to not have like, oh man, Alex here is able to go
that
to the
bat
access
marker at the
road.
wrong time.
Okay, you saw what I saw.
Okay.
Oh man, the parting of the seas. That was something. Who was it in the middle? That was Tom Dreiling. But good job by everybody. It's been pretty clean, by the way. But yeah, I mean, I go back to the Herta thing. I think it's mostly okay if he wants to get acquainted with the tracks, because that way you're not like thrown into the wolves without ever driving like an F1 car competitively. And you know, selfishly, if that opens up an Andretti ride, I would be very happy if that went to a wheel power.
Oh, it opens up a ride at Andretti. Right? Yeah, you're right. Going to Will Power, and I think that's that. They're waiting for that domino to fall as we have more cars on pit road. Casey Povolonis peels off. Wallat peels off. Berteau still your leader. He's 54 laps into the stint. David Enger is second. He is 55 laps into his stint. Hammerlink is in third, 54 laps into his stint. Povolonis, we just saw on pit road, I believe. Yep, hitting his box right now, going up on the jacks. From the wing, do we see Berteau? Enger coming in now. Yep, Berteau and Enger and Hammerlink coming in.
Everybody. Oh, Berteau. Nice job. That was very close.
So it's a combination of cars coming off of 4 and also using the turn 3 entrance.
Yeah, you can do whatever. I mean, again, it's faster to do it off of 4, but it's way more dangerous. You mess up a little bit, and we saw what happened with Will Stearns, who ended up having an issue coming in, came in too hot, had to slip through the grass, and ended up in the inside barrier of the pit wall. Or what happened to Alexander Russell. You're coming in so hot that you end up also going through the grass and then speeding on pit road.
I think Taylor Mills is going to jump all 3 of these guys.
I say, guys, in about 30 laps, Mr. Alexander Russell is going to catch up to that heat group, because that amazing pit in hit he did, he is knocked off about 3-4 seconds at least.
He's still a lap down, though.
I believe he's going to try and get it back.
Going to do it on sheer pace, because right now, opportunities for a caution are getting fewer and fewer already with a small field. But everyone from first down to about 10th are all on top of one another. You see them right there coming off of 4.
The first 3 11th. Looks like in that exchange we lost Jason Wallat and Christopher Hamling. They both were a little bit slower on their pit entry. Right now they're 2 seconds back of this group of top 11 cars. So yeah, that's outside of that envelope of having the draft work. So, and that's also something that's going to help Alexander Russell. He's going to eventually catch that group and have a little bit of boost by getting by them. So, yeah, don't count him out. But yeah, you called it, Gary. Taylor Mills was able to make his way around everybody. He cycles to the front, joined in second by Alexier, and third Anna Klemic. That the Taylor Mills racing team has been flawless today, running pretty much 1 to 3rd the entire race. So kudos to them. Running 4th is Louis Valentin, joined in 5th by Alain Berteau. Both of the Frenchmen really fast today. Casey Povolonis, Ricardo Bizarro, Gio Rivera, Crash Neon, Sola Guren, and David Henger are your top 11, and this top group that is still vying for that victory at the end. We still have 2 more pit stops to go, though. No, maybe just the 1.
For sure, 1.
Yeah, I'll do the math for you.
Thank you. I'm really bad, so.
Bad at math. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I think we're outside of that window. If they're doing around 60 laps and a little less than that, they would need to last at 165. So yeah, I mean, unless somebody is able to save, which we have not seen happen today, yeah, we're gonna need 2 more stops.
Nobody can make it on 1 more stop. I think Alan Pertot was the lap 135, and he can maximum probably go about 195 to 196. So it will require another stop. Now, my question is, are they gonna cut this in half?
It might not be a bad idea. Well, if you're just joining us, thanks for joining us. Technical difficulties and all. You're watching Championship Saturday, round 16 of 16 of the IIS Saturday Top Split, presented to you by 4D Racewear, coming to you from Nashville. We've now completed 144 of 225 scheduled laps. If you enjoyed today's coverage, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. We are open to donations. I just don't want to ask for them because production has been such horrible today. But if you do feel sorry for us, I will take your pity. Today's coverage brought to you by 4D Racewear. Check out their made-for-sim racing line of gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com. The next race for us here, I think, let's call everything tentative, because I think we know when the opener is for the 2026 IndyCar season. That should be at St. Pete. And if everything is the same as it was for this season for the 2026 schedule coming out with iRacing, it should be 2 p.m. Eastern Time on February 28th, 2026. We'll be opening the season at St. Pete. And when I say at St. Pete, it will be at St. Pete. No longer will it be Sebring. It will be at St. Pete. St. Pete is getting scanned. We should have it. They said by the start of Season 1 of 2026. If that's the case, it will show up on the IIS schedule. I like their reasoning for getting it scanned. It was because NASCAR trucks are going there. Thank you, NASCAR. And I'm using the most...
Hey, don't forget, Gary.
Yes.
iRacing is helping IndyCar make it possible.
I know, but I still think IndyCar is a bit of the redheaded stepchild when it comes between the two series, because they've had how long to scan St. Pete and make St. Pete available to us? A long time. But as soon as the NASCAR trucks appear there, all of a sudden it shows up as something they're going to offer to sell. Come on, man.
Don't get me started.
Where's the respect? I tell you, no respect. Let me tell you.
Yeah, where's the revamp of Gateway? I'm kind of waiting on that.
That should be. They said the Gateway refresh is coming up. I think in the next build, they said.
Please.
So that will get us every IndyCar track but Toronto. Toronto is going to be weird next year because it won't be on the streets of Toronto. It's going to be on a tarmac of an airport somewhere in Ontario.
I hope it resembles Cleveland.
Yes.
Like, make the same layout.
Oh, I had, back in my day when I used to go to the Browns games, I had the opportunity to watch them practice over there at the airport right across the way, and that was probably the most fun experience I ever had, just watching them right across Lake Erie.
The former race course at Burke Lakefront Airport.
The memories, my favorite area.
It's not, it's in terms of racing it on a sim, and I raced it on IndyCar Racing 1 and 2. It's remarkably hard to race on because there are no really points of reference because it's so flat.
Yeah.
And then it's a wide open airport format, so you don't really have anything to say I should slow down here. You just got to know when you have to slow down. It's not an easy course to drive, but it's always one of the fans' favorite races to watch.
Yeah, it really isn't.
Cue the Jaws music because
Da-da.
15 laps.
Da-da.
Russell
Da-da.
is coming.
Da-da.
Get that lap
Dun,
back.
dun, 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 dun. Don't demonetize me. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm watching his lap times compared to. Let's see. Let's go to Taylor Mills.
He is using a ton of fuel, though. He is not
Yes,
up. He is in fourth gear. That's his preferred racing gear.
Don't forget, there is no fuel save.
No. So might as well push every inch you can. And then you see all the cars in front of him. It's about separated by the length of the backstretch now.
And I think we were kind of wrong there, Matt. I think we only have the one pit stop left. Like, they're gonna be in the window to make it to the end, starting in 10 laps.
Really?
Yeah. They get to lap 165, and that plus 60, you get home.
So what is our maximum fuel? Can someone check that on me? How many? What's the maximum somebody went?
Around
58 laps was Anna Klimek, and Anna's been stuck in the draft behind her teammates.
Now, if they get to lap 170, they're good.
Yeah, one more stop. When do you want it? That's the
So it's
question.
hammer time. I personally, I would wait until everybody else is pitted, just because I don't want to be caught a lap down. That's just me. So I would run it dry.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing. Is you need to run it as dry as possible. You need to go deep into the run as far as possible. And going back to what I was saying earlier, though, if everything is all identical to this season as it is for next season, we will start off the season at St. Pete, February 28th. Should be 2 p.m. Eastern time. That is a Saturday. Make a note of it. Don't miss it. And hey, I look forward to christening another new track. That's going to be 2 seasons in a row. Yeah, we get to 3 seasons in a row, really, if you count Nashville. It'll be Nashville, then Portland, then
no, but I mean in the sim.
Yeah, in the sim, and then St. Pete.
Yeah, because I mean, I think one of the really cool things about the announcement of the IndyCar game, which first of all, I'm psyched about. I mean, I'm gonna treat it as if it were IndyCar Racing 3 that we never got, because many of the guys are, at least there are some loose connections to Papyrus, with iRacing and everything. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And that's gonna help us get every single piece of content that we're missing. So I don't know, if we were to open up a wish list, I would wish for also some old cars, old like 2000 maybe Reynard or something like that.
Lola chassis.
Or Lola, yeah. I mean,
I want the 95 Reynard with a Honda engine and Firestone tires. That has a track record in Indianapolis.
there you go.
What I want.
I mean, that would be cool. That would be super, super sweet.
I would like, and the thing is, I don't know how moddable it's going to be because iRacing has always been big on realism and accurate scans. If they can make it moddable and if they can allow people to make tracks, I would love to see. That way we could get back to doing in Iowa, right? Even though Iowa's, it's amazing. It makes me even think that they didn't really want to put Iowa on the schedule for 2026 because everyone's like, oh, well, one bad year of attendance and it comes off the schedule. No. No, it's not going to. It's going to take more than one bad year of attendance to bring Iowa off the schedule. It just makes me think that they just weren't going to put it to the schedule on 2026 anyway. It's nice that we're getting Phoenix coming in 2026.
Yeah.
My fear with Phoenix is that IndyCar is going to be the undercard event, while the NASCAR race will be the main event. And that to me doesn't make IndyCar feel big league to me. It just feels like a support race.
Oh, we got trouble. David Hanger is lost a front wing.
And he lost it a while ago. Let's see what happened. As going through, and I think he might have got in touch. Nope. Was it with Barrow? No. We got real close. Wallet on the inside. What happened here, though?
Hanger spitting right now.
And yeah, we're watching the replay, and then we'll check out Enger spinning. What happened? I mean, we went a lap before it happened here, and we're just kind of watching the replay. Does Ribeiro come up on him? I think Ribeiro came up on him.
Oh.
Yeah, Ribeiro really came up on him, yeah.
Yeah, Hanger was not happy on comms.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ribeiro needed to really hold his line a little bit better.
And what's worse is he's almost inside that last lap.
Oh, car coming off the pits right in front of the leaders.
Oh, my God.
That's David Hanger.
That's Hanger, yeah. So let's go back a little bit more and watch this at full speed. He goes to pit road, and he is getting service done.
Whoa, 3 wide.
Let's watch this. I'm trying to show the instant you guys are calling action. I'm not even showing right now. Here we go. Here he comes off of pit road, and he just pops out right in front of the leader. And I don't think he really planned that to happen. It just that happened. And they're already racing lap traffic up there in the form of pet shower. Oh. And I think that might have been Lane.
Whoa!
All right, let's get back.
People are getting a little impatient right now. We know that, or they know that this is the last pit stop. Need to get some good track position. Handling is drifting up. A little bit more 3 wide action. With Jason Wallat, Lilac's here, and in the middle, that is Bisato, who I'm sure doesn't want to be there. Not sure what happened to Lilac, though. Yeah, there's still some lap cars, yeah.
Oh, they're 3 wide.
That is Ron Doherty. Didn't want to go a lap down.
I don't think Lilac wanted to be on the outside. I think she got shuffled out of line. Oh, cars coming to pit road. Down on the bottom, that is Crash Neon and Justin Petschauer.
Final pit stop for them.
Taylor back out front. Clement second. Brito in third. 173 of 225. So, yeah, we've been talking about the big news of the week, possibly. Colton Herta going to Formula 2 so he can get points on a super license to go Formula 1 racing at some point for a team that's probably going to be a back marker.
Not probably. I mean, I wish them the best, but I don't think that they're going to be able to come out swinging.
A new video game plan for 2026. We're kind of telling our wish list there of what we hope to see. But in reality, we're just going to see probably these cars and the NXT cars with the existing schedule and probably nothing else really. And we don't know if it's going to be moddable or not. Considering the official license and everything, I don't know how much iRacing wants people to go in and try to modify it.
Yeah, probably not.
And if there's a will, there's a way. I tell you, there's been people that have been able to figure out how to mod the Formula 1 game. So if we can find those same type of enterprising developers as Klimek catching the apron down the backstretch, maybe we'll see some.
So
Other news, we still don't know what's going on with Willpower. Solar Gruen coming to, get down.
He's done a great job. All of his pit stops have been really fast.
No black flag, guys.
Lucky.
Wow.
Right on the limit.
Taylor has not left the attenuator of David Enger in front of him. So Taylor is just really going to ride this thing out and try to save on some fuel and let Enger pull him along. So Will Power is expected to be the first big move of the driver market. There is talk of Rinus VeeKay moving around. There is talk of Roman Grosjean coming back, and that, I think, is a good thing. He brings a lot of eyeballs. A lot of eyeballs. There is talk about Prema not returning at all. The pole sitters at Indianapolis.
Really?
Robert Schwartzman being one and done as Taylor Mills coming to pit road. Very aggressively on that apron entry road, getting down to the limit. 45 miles per hour down pit road on the button. 180 of 225. This should be final stops for everybody. Anna Klimek picks up the lead. Remember, Anna went 58 laps last time. Brito went 56. Povolonas went 56. Hamelink went 56. So a lot of these guys that are in this group went long last time, and they just been in line saving fuel this time, doing more of the same. Okay, car coming to pit road.
Russell.
That is, who was Dreiling coming to pit road? Nope, not sure who it was.
Faster going up before is
Gomes. Oh, Russell. Wow.
that's what you paid up for. That's at least 2 seconds or 3 seconds even that Bruno Gomez was in front of him on track. Of course, you're playing with fire.
But it works.
But it works. Now we're 3 wide for a little bit. Between that's Louis Valentin, that's Lilac Sear.
I'm really surprised they're going up on the jacks.
I think you're gonna
Car
need to
spinning
wait
coming
on
off
fuel
of pit
anyway.
road. That is Brian Barnes. No caution.
No caution.
And Russell coming up the speed. Contact. Big wreck down the
my God,
backstretch.
we got a big crash down the back straightaway.
That is so
That was right
unfortunate.
around. I think that might have been Russell who made contact.
Yes, it was.
He was trying to come up to speed, and this has really changed. Watch this. Russell coming off of pit road. There's cars already having problems in the background, and we see that the cars are kind of taking evasive action. I think there was an issue coming off of 2, but watch this as he's trying to come up to speed with a car in front of him. That's this is Russell. The car in front of him just as spun, now is trying to get going, and he sees that coming around, and now he needs to get up on the racetrack quickly, and he just gets up there, and there's that Sologruin, and Taylor Mills somehow made it through that mess.
Wow.
And I think, honestly, they were going to be fine. Because when Russell starts moving up, that's when Jack Wells goes to the bottom because Gil Ribeiro opens it up just a tiny bit. And that's enough to, bring the
Watch
chaos.
these
It's just
cars
an
right
unfortunate
here.
racing incident.
Watch this, and then you're going to see this car kind of come up and make contact with this red car right here. And he needs to move quick because this car on the inside is not moving. Wow, Taylor Mills threading the needle. That might be a race-winning move right there.
Unfortunate for everybody that's involved. This really started up with Brian Barnes spinning out pit exit. Nothing he did wrong, of course, or on purpose, but that slowed him down. Russell tried to make evasive action, and people were racing, so
Cause and
that
effect.
changes everything.
Yeah, now everything's different. Now everything's different.
I mean, we're gonna have a couple of guys that are gonna take the wave around, but this essentially gave the lead to Alan Bertel, your new leader. Second is Casey Povolonis, Anna Klimek, Jason Willard, Lilac Sear, Christopher Hamelink. Those are the guys that were able to stay out and not be part of this. Then we have Louis Valentin, who is going to take the wave around, and I'm trying to see who else is in front of your leaders. Louis Valentin. Tom Dreiling should be able to make his way around. Taylor Mills. Ron Doyer is going to get one of his laps back.
Yeah, everybody in front of Alan Berteau will get the wave around. So there's Berteau in that black and yellow striped car. Kind of looks like a little bit like a Killer Bee. And checking chat, we are standing corrected on Taylor Mills. Taylor Mills is a she, not a he. And according to Miss Excitement, Olivia Hayward, named after Taylor Swift. And I wish I was joking, says Olivia.
Apologies to Taylor.
Taylor, yeah, apologies. Taylor is one of those kind of just unisex names. I know guys that have been named Courtney. I know guys that have been named Taylor. Sorry.
But thanks for the correction.
Thanks for the correction.
We will certainly take that into account. But what a save she had then.
Yeah, threaded the needle. It couldn't have gotten any closer, really. And luckily, Netco did not rear its ugly head. You know, it's really weird when Netco decides it wants to rear its head. And that you would think that would be a situation, and Netco goes, oh, yeah, I want to do that. And Netco says, no, I'm not going to do that. So it saves a headache for Taylor. Taylor back in now 8th spot, but we are green in the closing stages now of this race. Berteau, Povolonas, Wallat, Zier, Hamelink, your top 5. Berteau looking for that first win this season. Could it come here today at Nashville Superspeedway?
And honestly, at this point, we only have really 10 cars in the lead lap. So it's gonna be between these guys. Anna Klemic is a little bit behind right now.
And you see the top 10 on the tree right there, all the way down the green.
Yeah, they had Lane Hosler in the middle, but now that she's through, we'll see this entire back half of the top 10 join in as well. Although there seems to be a larger gap right now because Anna Klemic is going to catch up with Jill Rivera, but then there's a huge gap to the top 5.
They're about touching. I'm watching Jason and Casey Povolonas. Oh my goodness.
Crash Neon purple lap, 200 miles per hour. Finally set the double century mark.
Well, the gloves are off at this point.
And I'm telling you, any one of these drivers up in this group is very deserving of a win here in the IIS. We've seen Berteau all season long, pretty much in the top 5, in the top 3 in the standings. He could use a big win. Casey Povolonas, his racecraft has been improving. Jason Wallet, I mean, he's a longtime member of, and I've just, in the top, and the reason I said memory is just in my memory, he's been always making these top split races. Never's had a great deal of success, but always shows up. And, you know, to win, you got to play, right? And so here he is with a chance to get a win here in the late stages at Nashville. Lilac Zier, she's been improving her craft in these cars on these tracks. Christopher Hamelink, we've seen him start to show up in some top split races. And Anna Klemic, I've already told you that Anna's a big favorite of mine.
Yeah, this second group needs to work together between Klemic, Valentin, Mills, etc. to catch that first group, because otherwise they're going to be out of that fighting.
Now, really racing this group pretty hard is Gil Ribeiro. And at this point, I question if Gil needs to race this group really, really hard. I know he wants to try to get his lap back in case there's another caution, but you are racing cars that are in the late stages of a race going for a big race win. When is pushing too far? Like he's looking at the bottom there underneath Emily. When is pushing too far? When should he quit?
I mean, I don't know. I can see the case of him trying to get his lap back in case a caution comes out, but I don't know. I would probably just chill with maybe like 15 to go or so. It's not going to happen. So I think right now it's fine because we still have 30 laps to go. But yeah, in a little bit, I would probably give way to leaders. Although it looks like he's already chilling out. I mean, I can hear him lifting. kind of like just hanging around this group, knowing that he has a huge gap to the guys behind. Which, it's a good thing to do, honestly.
And we'll take a peek at Klimek Valentin Mills now. And they have a lap car in that mix as well. David Inger is a lap down.
Yeah, this group is closing in fast.
Taylor Mills with a big arc into the corner. Slots herself down into right behind Inger. Now to the outside through the tri-oval area. Going to take a big arc at it. Going into 1 and 2 and just cuts across the nose of Tom Dreiling.
There we go. They have caught up.
I wonder when we're going to get to that 3-wide situation. Maybe a little bit swap drafting in the second and third lane. Awesome. Could it work?
I don't know. We have tried it many times. Yeah, my team and I don't think it has ever worked. You need to time it perfectly. There is a potential window for it to work. You just need to make sure that the guy that is trailing is able to build a huge gap, and for the car in the middle to actually get out of the way. And you need to time it perfectly in order for it to work. But yeah, Taylor Mills now going to the top.
Oh, Lilac Zier goes to the top and loses a position to Amelink. And then here comes Anna Klimek to the inside. I don't know. I just chopped on Zier's car, and she went to the high side, and I'm not sure why she went up there. But now it's a bit of a freight train on the low side under Lilac. There's no gaps.
All the way to the top. Yeah.
Wow. All the way back to 8th. Now, maybe there's not a problem. Maybe she decided she wanted the slot out of spot there and go to the back because maybe there's not enough fuel. Now letting Taylor on by. Actually, you heard her lift a little bit to allow Taylor on by on the high side.
I know what I would be doing.
Oh!
Pinching that car in the bottom. See if you can sneak a little bit of draft.
That was so close. Crush Neon now making a move. And gets so close to Louis Valentin.
He had to get out of it.
Crash Neon did all but do that. Crash. He got right up and sniffed the attenuator of Valentin. Oh.
Taylor Mills taking advantage of having David Hanger out there. She should be clear.
Taylor hears clear in her headset, and it's like, I hope it is.
But the thing is, she wants to be able to arc the corner, so I don't think she wants to go to the inside necessarily. Only after there, that's where she drops down.
There it is. Using the banking to get a good run off the corner. Oh, you don't want to clip the apron.
Yeah,
and now Valentin scoots up the racetrack. 20 to go here at Nashville.
David Hanger is doing what I would be trying to do. Trying to use the cars that wash up the racetrack.
Whoa.
While you're sitting there in the second lane. That was almost contact there. And just to try and get a little bit of sniff of draft.
Taylor Mills. She was trying to go to the inside of Louis Valentin. Now takes that middle line that she likes. Valentin washes up. Oh. She's going to get a little bit of help from draft from Jason Willett.
Oh,
and now 3 wide.
Oh, no.
I think, at this point, also, like you were saying with Gio Rivera, I think if I was David Hanger, I would just let everybody by. I'm a lap down.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like I don't have anything to fight for.
Enger is an 11th spot lead car on the last lap down group, or 1 lap down group. So the best he could do is 11th at this point.
Yeah, I mean, which is fair. You still need to fight for those positions, but maybe let the lead cars by and then figure it out between, me. Who's that? It's Henger, Doherty, Dreiling, Ribeiro, those guys. Yeah, go ahead, fight it. Behind the leaders.
And then when do these leaders decide they've had enough of following? When do we see Povolonis make a move? When do we see Watt take a move?
What a save.
Well, Taylor Mills scoots around on the high side. Let's go back and watch Valentin real quick. And we'll try to speed it up here, see what happened with Valentin.
Yeah, it looks like Lilac touched the right, left.
A lot of net code. And look at the high side. Taylor goes.
The rear left, yeah.
All right. So now, when do we see these guys and gals here in this top group? Ruteau, Povolonis, Wallot. When do we see them make a move? Povolonis and Wallot. Does Hamelink decide to run it out and just stay where he is? I imagine Klimek and Zier, they've been running strong all day and just had to cycle back in the pack a little bit because of where they had to come to pit road. How long are they going to wait back there? Do we going to see that second line come in here with 13 to go?
I would imagine that they're going to want to do that. Mills still going to the outside. Again, that works if the guys in the inside start, checking up, and it's bound to happen. I was just saying, no, because Louis Valentin has a meatball flag, although he saved it and was going to finish at least in the top 10, but unfortunately,
yeah, and he has 5 laps. He needs to answer that. Otherwise, he gets withdrawn.
Yeah,
probably has some sort of wing damage or something.
There it goes.
Taylor Mills is trying the outside.
All right,
like
so all the TMR cars, all the TMR cars are together. And do they decide to go to the high side? And if they abandon the bottom, that's going to open the door for Crash to just kind of slot in and bring Jason Green with them.
Yep, Taylor's doing.
Well, actually, Green's a little bit further on back.
What I would be doing, using that draft, stay in that second lane. I noticed their team cars are kind of laying out for them. They were just kind of swinging out, just to get a little sniff of the draft.
Bertelli is going to need to really protect that inside. I just saw him drift up a little bit.
Yeah, I saw it too. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Giving Povolonis a little bit of a peek. Valentin has been DQ'd, by the way. Valentin has been DQ'd. He chose not to come to pit road, and he has been DQ'd. So
that's a shame. He was doing a great job. Up in the top 10 the entire race. Oh, Jason Wallach gets super close to Casey Povolonis. Has to lift heavily. Looks like David Henger needs to pit.
Povolonis just needs to get a run and get that nose underneath Alan Berteau, and then get side by side, and then we're going to have a drag race on our hands. 7 to go down the backstretch.
Jason Wallach trying to mount a charge there on Povolonis.
Opportunities are getting fewer. One of these guys going to make the move. There goes Taylor Mills on the outside of her teammate, Lilac. Lilac behind Anna. And then it is Christopher Hamelink in fourth. Now, Chris has pretty much held his station. We have not seen him as much as budge for that. Maybe he has just resigned himself that that's where he's going to finish. That's where he wants to finish.
Again, Brito, kind of leaving that door open. You don't want to let anybody go to the inside. Have to protect that bottom line as much as possible. 5 to go, 4 to go now. I don't know, guys. I don't see anybody really trying to or being able to mount a charge. We have seen Taylor Mills try everything, throwing the kitchen sink at it, and nothing seems to stick.
That high line march is a very slow one, though. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Maybe it wasn't heard, though. But you could make tenths up there, but it's tenths, small, a part of a car length, equaling finally a car, then a car length width. It's just we saw Clindy make a march up there on Monday night, and he did pretty good. He almost got a podium finish, but it took him the better part of 30 to 40 laps up there to finally get it done. Coming to 2 to go, this time by at the line. Brito, Povolonis, Wallat, your top 3. Who's going to make the move?
Are they even able to make the move?
Down the backstretch on that yellow line again for the IRL line. Looks like it's going to be possibly the line that's going to be OP coming off of corner number 4. Can Brito get that win in the final race of the season? White flag in the air. Brito looking for win number 1. Off the corner, down the backstretch.
Nobody wants to.
And here comes Wallat to the outside. Wallat's going to take a move, and here comes Hamilton to the inside. We might have a race for 3rd, but coming off the corner, Alain Brito is going to get that long sought-after win. Congratulations to Brito for win number 1. Povolonis comes home 2nd, and Christopher Hamilton holds on and takes advantage of Wallat pulling out of line and comes home 3rd.
Yeah, I think Wallat wanted to try something.
Yeah, I think you had to. Go big or go home. And I take my hat off to Wallat for just having the fortitude to give that a shot.
Man, happy for Brito. He's been here for a very long time. Now part of the Fiercely Forward crew. And now he has a win. The top plate IAS to show for it. That's awesome.
Lining his car up for a photo opportunity. And there you see Brito winning by 0.079 of a second. Using that apron to come to the finish line. Casey Povolonis in 2nd, Hammelink in 3rd, Wallat in 4th, Klimek in 5th, Zier in 6th, Mills in 7th. Those guys, Klimek, Zier, and Mills, I'm probably going to be kicking themselves a little bit because they just when they went to pit road, it just didn't work out in their favor. But they really dominated this day. We saw how many laps those 3 have led combined. So they probably want better than a 5th, 6th, or 7th, but that's how they come home. Crash Neon. Crash had himself a good day as well, coming home in 8th. Jason Green in 9th, and Gil Ribeiro in 10th. Your biggest gainer out of that entire group of cars, Wallat up 16 spots. No, excuse me, up 12 spots. And I think he's going to be your Luis Gonzalez Nunez driver of the race.
Yeah, he sure is. That caution also kind of threw things a little bit off. It happened right in the middle of, Mills pitting, Zier pitting. So, yeah, I mean, that was interesting. And it benefited some others like Hamlin, Wallat, Povolonis, but, that was still a very fun race.
And there we see Doherty at 11th, Dreiling at 12th, Petshower. Justin, our good pal, he gets a top 15. Justin finished 6 spots better than where he started, so his little drive to survive strategy worked out well. He's the last car 1 lap down. Barnes in 14th. He had an adventuresome day, not helped by coming off of pit road and spinning there on that last stop. but did not bring out the caution. Gomes in 15th, Enger at 16th, Hoser in 17th, Valentin, Russell, and Bizzato 18th, 19th, and 20th. Russell, unfortunately, with that speeding penalty on pit road, that has changed his entire outcome of this race. And then Stologruen, Wells, and Will Van Stearns in 23rd. That is your 23-car field. And I have no idea who's going to show up for interviews because these are names that we have not interviewed yet, which is cool.
We do have Casey and Alan. I don't think we're going to have Chris Hamling, though.
All right. And again, if anyone needs to know the address to our Discord server, link is in the description. That is an open invite. Feel free to join. Christopher Hamelink. Do not see him, but there's his stat line. All right. Hamelink declined an interview. Okay. That is fine. No problem. This is a Saturday. People want to get done after doing 2 hours plus of racing. They just want to get on with their day. But that is their his stat line. Finished third, started 14th. A good day for him. I don't think he led any laps. Nope, he didn't. Just a good, consistent race for him. And congratulations on that P3. Hope we can talk with him in the future. Casey Povolonis, he is in the interview room. And we will bring him right now. And here's Casey Povolonis in the booth with us. Hey, Casey, we've been talking about as your career has been progressing in these cars, the racecraft's been picking up, getting good qualification runs, and now putting together a good finish in the top split broadcast here in the IIS at Nashville, and a kind of a repeat race of what we saw in Indy Open and Indy Oval. A lot of pack racing going on. Did you have any shot to get by Berteau to get the win, or really you needed another car to be up there to help with the draft to pull you along?
Yeah, I mean, I had my setup pretty trimmed out, and I could almost pass baseline setup cars, on the outside. So, don't think I had anything for them. If it was equal lanes, But...
Well, talk about the race as a whole. I mean, that's 225 laps of kind of the same thing. Did you like this style of racing at this racetrack? Maybe you want to go back to the old style. We've talked about for a long time that the racing would be better in these cars with the higher downforce package. That's still debatable at this point. Do you like that style? Do you want to see it, remain here, or would you rather iRacing go back to the old style where it kind of just felt like everyone was skating around on ice?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bland. I had some grip dialed into the car, though. Honestly, I think there's something wrong with these tires, so they need to fix that.
Yeah, maybe we'll see that get addressed when the car gets the next update with the hybrid. Still waiting on that. But congratulations on the P2. Just missed the win by 0.079 of a second, which Probably doesn't feel any better. You wanted that win. I think a win's not too far off in your distant future. Keep up the good work. Any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, I just wanted to, thank my dog. He's the glue that's holding this operation together. Other than that, all the guys from Votive Racing. Yeah, first podium at least. First interview. So we're getting there. And yeah, that was my first, actually the first setup I built by myself. So qualified pole the race before, second, this race, and ran pretty good.
I think there's a sign of things to come for Casey Povolonis here in the IndyCar side of things. Congratulations on the P2. Congratulations on everything you've done this season. This is the last race in the IAS. Hopefully we'll see more of you next season when that starts in 2026. But we'll catch you when the votive season continues later next month. But congratulations on the P2.
Yep, thank you.
And that is Casey Povolonis. And now we are going to bring up Alan Bruchot. We'll bring him in here right now. Alan Bruchot is joining us. Long sought after and finally awarded a win here in the IIS. Congratulations, sir. All season long you've been shut out, but when you needed to win the most, you got it at the last race of the year. Talk about that last stint, holding off those cars in front of you. Did you have any doubts in your mind, or did you pretty much know that you had it all under control?
First, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yeah, that was the first win. I'm happy. Yeah, that was very strategic because I just wanted the race to be over. And yeah, at some point I could feel that there was some positions to gain in the pits or during the cautions. So basically I just saved as much fuel as possible, and it paid off at the end of the race. Yeah, that was stressful at the end.
Talk about the pit stops. We saw drivers kind of do a combination of using the turn 3 entrance road, and then also other drivers using the coming off of turn 4. I think we saw you use off of turn 4, and on one of your pit stops, you came out well ahead of everyone else. Did you work extra hard at making these pit stops, knowing that you might see some green flag pit stops for this particular race?
So not really. I saw that there was sort of an agreement to call for a pit stop or something like that, but some people prefer to pit at turn 3. And as I was alone during the first stint, I pitted out of turn 4. And yeah, I was as surprised as you to be so much in front of the back. So I had to lift a little to save some fuel. But after that, I pitted at turn 3, I think. So yeah, not much to gain, but exit of turn 4 was way better, I think.
Well, go ahead. You got a question?
No, yeah. First of all, I was going to say, félicitations pour la victoire, Alan.
Merci. Merci beaucoup.
It's been a long time coming, man. And, we're very happy to see that. How much, I just wanted to ask, how much has joining the Fiercely Forward crew helped you with your craft, especially in the ovals? Because we know that you have a lot of pace already in, the street circuits, the permanent circuits, road courses, etc. But on the ovals, do you feel that has helped you, elevate your game?
Yeah, strangely, it helped me a lot on road. But because I had the telemetry to follow the much faster guys than me, like Kevin Burwell or Kevin Desnoyers. And on ovals, yeah, there was very good setup for us. But it was still as hard as last year or something like that. I still need some progress. So it was definitely helpful. But yeah, I just continued on what I was doing great, and that was good.
Last question is finishing second now in the championship. How excited does that make you? How motivated does that make you, especially getting the win in the last race, that you want to get to the 2026 season already? You got to be considered one of the favorites already for the 2026 season coming up, and the schedule hasn't even been announced yet.
Yeah, I think there will be a lot of new tracks, like sand pits. And yes, I'm excited for the next season, but if Kevin is still there, it will be very hard for me. So I'll see what I can do. And yeah, I just want to have a good race and strong results.
Well, congratulations on the win. Like you said, it's been long, like we said, long in coming, very well deserved. Great to finally have you on the broadcast. We've been seeing you all season long, whether it be Indy Open, Indy Oval, IIS. So good to have you here finally. Good to talk to you. Good to meet you. Do you have any shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors you'd like to say hi to? I know you do. I'm sure you're very happy. So go right ahead.
So thank you for Beardsley Forward for the setup and the help, especially for the second half of the season. And to everyone that has raced with me during the season, there was a lot of drivers, so I can't name them. But yeah, that was a fun season. Thank you for broadcasting it, and I hope to see you for the next season.
Well, congratulations on the win, Alan. We hope to see more of you in other series that we cover here on the channel going forward. But going to finish second this season in the IIS and getting a big win here at the season finale on Championship Saturday at Nashville. Congratulations. We'll talk to you again real soon, but great season.
Thank you.
All right, now I do have, and we will bring. I sent it to everybody else here on the team because I don't have. You won't be able to hear my audio, but we did get a message from Kevin Burrell, and he sent a real quick voice memo with some comments on the championship. So we'll go ahead and play that. You guys can play it on your own too, so you know what he says. But here it is on my feed. Kevin sent this earlier before the race. His comments on winning the second straight IIS championship.
Hey, Kevin here. Sorry I couldn't make it to the race today, but I have to be on a train about 5 hours from now, so I'm currently fast asleep. If you're hearing this on the broadcast, it means I won the 2025 IndyCar iRacing Series. It was a tough journey throughout the whole season, and this year I really couldn't have done it without the motivation and support from the whole Fiercely Forward squad. Joining a team operating at such a high level was really intimidating, but it also gave me the motivation to work hard all season long and push for as many great results as possible, even on weeks where I felt like there was basically no hope at all. The whole team had some great results this season, and I'm very happy to take the 1-2 with Alain Berteau in the end. I truly love this car and series. Personally, I think it's the best content iRacing has to offer. The unique mix of oval and grueling 2 to 3 stop road races is something you can't find anywhere else, and I'm very happy that we have such great broadcasts from the P1 crew to show it off to a larger audience. Living in Japan, I have to stay up until 3 a.m. for the broadcast race start, and I don't regret it one bit with how good this series is. Obviously, I'd like to thank the entire Fiercely Forward Indy squad, from Hamilton Akabuese and Nick Sadiq for their hard work on ovals, and Christian Hildgaard, Sam Karasawa, Alain Berteau, and Kevin Desnoyers for their help in providing incredible references, support, set advice, and everything on the roadside. Although we don't have any info on the Pro Series coming back in 2026 at the moment, I'm looking forward to trying for the three-peat in 2026 in IAS, as well as competing in the Open Series when time permits. I've also taken over the road side of the P1 Docs Indy sets for the time being from Christian, and I'm looking forward to providing quality sets and data packs for people who are looking to step up their game in the IndyCar. I'd also like to thank Adam Crane for his support when I was starting out in this car, and the IAR guys for believing in me when very few others did in the past. I know there's much work to be done still before I'm truly one of the fastest cars on the field and not just one of the most consistent, but rest assured that I'm going to give it my all to try and push my limits going forward. I'd also like to thank the entire field this season for showing up and taking part in some of the best and most respectful racing in all of iRacing. I really, really enjoy it every week. Finally, I'd like to thank my parents for their support and cheering me on throughout the season, and my crew chief, Zach, for keeping me hydrated and reconnecting my headset and other equipment when it's died mid-race all year long, as well as debugging my computer and other sim racing hardware hijinks. See you all again on the track real soon. And once again, thanks P1 guys. It means a lot to me. I love this series. It's what keeps me here. So see you around. Cheers.
And there you have it. Words from Kevin winning the championship. Gentlemen, getting back to you guys, thoughts on today's race, thoughts on our winner, and thoughts on the champion. long campaign. The battle lines have been drawn. The battle is now over. The war is now over. And Kevin Burrell, the general, second straight championship. Can he go for 3 straight like Alex Palou? I think he can, but we'll see. We got another season to do.
I mean, first of all, I love how humble he is, and that's a great message that he was able to send. It's closing remarks really about the entire season. That's it. We're gonna be off air until February. Looking forward to that. But man, this season has kind of flown by. We have seen a lot of great battles, a lot of great drivers. The driving standards, like Kevin alluded to, have been really, really high. We also saw it today. This is a pack race and could have been a disaster. And honestly, it was very, very clean racing. Just had that one incident where everything kind of came together, but it was really no malice or anything like that. So, I think it's great that we're able to broadcast the IAS and to see this side of the community, which is awesome. And of course, I think that, first, talking about Alan, we mentioned it in the interview, but it has been a long time coming. He has been fast the entire season. He has been fast the previous season as well. So for him to finally get that win, I know the feeling of finally earning it, and it's fantastic. So that's going to give him a lot of confidence going forward. I think he's going to be a very important player for next season. Can Kevin three-peat? Sure. He's super fast, super consistent. And I like how he's also saying, hey, I'm going to be working even harder to go beyond those limits. So watch out for him. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And hopefully we're going to be able to bring you the action next season. So, thanks everybody, the team, for having me and allowing me to be part of this and helping out with whatever I can on the commentary. It has been a blast.
Maddie, thank you for joining us for the second straight week. We appreciate the pinch hitting duty. Of course, next time you and I will work again next weekend when we call the 4 races of the 5-race schedule for the for these Gomez Sim Industry.
Gary.
For the Gomez Sim Industry Open Wheel Invitational at the Sim Gaming Expo. Yes, unfortunately, I get to work with Tony Kanaan for race 1.
Hey,
that's not all that bad.
I'm gonna invite you out to dinner.
Don't let me twist your arm any. Jeez.
No, I do have some comments.
Go ahead.
About the race. So I know what it's like to get shut out, like pretty much like a whole season. Not get get so close. Run top 5, maybe second place a bunch of times. But Alan Berteau, that's got to lift some weight off the shoulders to get a win here in ISS. It's a great feeling. It's a big momentum going into next season. I don't think he's going to knock off our 2-time defending series champ. It's going to take a lot.
It's funny. It's getting that first win. I back in the Elite Racing League broadcast, I said when someone got their first win, they got off the schneid, and Lewis doesn't really know all the American slang, and he's like, "What's the schneid?" And I'm like, "Oh, good point." And I had to explain what the schneid is getting off the schneid, meaning you get that first win, and no longer you have a 0. That's typically there's a whole lineage of how that term came to be. But again, I'm reminded of when I said. A driver is now off the schneid, and Lewis is like, well, what's the schneid? No longer a 0 on your stat line. You have now a 1. And after you get that 1, typically it's a little bit easier going forward. But getting that 1 is always the most difficult. Although I heard people say that getting that second one is almost as difficult as the first. But we'll see. I think once you train a body to win, it becomes more repeat with the muscle memory to how to do it again. But gentlemen, before we go, we do have Justin Petshower here. Justin, talk about your race. You did come home today with the top 15, but it was kind of elbows out there for a lot of that race, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to readjust myself and basically go into the mentality of I'm just going to qualify starting next year, and whatever happens, happens. I thought there was going to be more chaos because for some odd reason, the NASCAR mentality of mine when it comes to pack racing came back in today and thought it was going to be an absolute demo derby. Surprisingly, guys, well done.
2 cautions, I believe. Is that right? Or 3?
Yeah, 2 cautions.
2, yeah.
2 cautions. And I kind of bungled it, so to say, on the pit stops. Correction, not pit stalls. What am I thinking? That was. It's been one of those races.
Gary, we got another word here. Bungle.
I mean, there was when you got football in your mind right now, all you can think about is poking fun at the Cincinnati Bungles.
All right. Well, congratulations on that top 15. So what we're going to do here, since we had technical difficulties in the first 50 or so laps, and gentlemen, if you want to hang out, you can. I know usually Antonio needs to bolt, and Antonio, if you have to, man, I appreciate everything you've done for us and the channel for this season. You are the staple that holds together the IIS broadcast for everything. I look forward to hopefully working with you again in the next IIS season, but having you here again on these IIS broadcasts means so much. Thank you very much. And if you have to bolt, go right ahead. And if anyone else wants to hang out, we're just going to rebroadcast the first 50 laps, maybe put some loose commentary in there, but so you can see the entire race in its entirety. But if you want to stick around, you can. If you don't have to. So we can go right back at it if you want.
I appreciate it, Gary, but I do have to bolt.
I figured you did. The man. We know who runs his household, and it's not him. I've met his wife, and I would never. She is fiery, and I would not want to piss her off. So you are a very smart man. So go back to your wife, and we will catch you. I know we're going to get you again, probably on a podium, hopefully at some point, not on the fixed side of things. But man, I hope to see you again February 28th. 2026 when we start this all over again.
For sure. We'll be here.
And that is the boss, El Patron, Antonio Estrada. Take care. All right. Let's, Wags, you want to stick around or do you need to bolt?
I'll be here.
All right. So if you just want to queue up your own replay and then try to, or actually I could share my screen. I don't know if that might be the best thing. I don't know.
Probably the best thing.
Best thing? Okay. So let me share my screen here. And there you go. And let's bust out of the B-roll, which we are out of. And let's pick it back up. So we're going to just watch the first 50 laps so that we should have been live, and for some reason we weren't. But again, starting lineup is Russell Zier, Berteau, excuse me. Starting lineup. There we go. I can. There you see. It's Brussel and Povolona starting on the front row. And there you see starting fourth, Anna Klimek. Here we go.
Yeah,
Big jump at the start there for.
Hey, Ron Daughtry with a very, very slow start.
Hey, Daughtry started third. A good start for him. And just so you know who we're looking at here, so I don't think if I run the tree, I don't think it'll show you properly. No, it's just going to show you what.
Outstanding Russell.
Yeah,
yep.
It's going to just show you what the finish of the race was. So I'm going to just hide those.
Yeah, for the first couple of laps, everybody was feeling each other out, just minding their P's and Q's, and then hey, let's go racing. Let's see if we can make some moves, possibly. I want to test things out early on during the race. What are you going to learn? Nothing. If you don't do anything.
Crash Neon on the underside there of Hamelink. Hamelink finished third. Oh, he had to come from a little bit deeper in the field to get back up there.
Oh, Crash Neon, what a name.
My understanding is a great personality, too. Streams all his races.
Is he coming to the expo?
I don't know. Anyone know, Chris, if Crash Neon's going to be there? Oh, look at the 3 wide off the corner there. With Lewis Valentin. Now, from a racing point of view, let's see, is Justin still with us? Justin, when you line up, tell us how you feel when you line up in your car and you see a Kyle Larson livery.
You run, or you try to pass?
Don't you on your own? No, you try and find a way to get around them. And hope to God you don't get sent to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, there's kind of a running joke inside the IndyCar community. You see the Larson livery. Normally that's
or
not
a
an
Formula One livery.
Or yeah, the Oracle the Red Bull Oracle livery Formula One livery is the other one. And know your weapons. And yeah, that's kind of a running joke inside the community. I always say if you really need an IndyCar livery, and even though the Larson livery is an IndyCar livery, we can get you one.
A proper
livery, yeah. We can get you a proper throwback like the 2 Haviline cars that we have in the lineup for this particular race.
Well, Justin was running a throwback one.
Yes, Justin.
I've been running
Justin
it
always,
for the
yeah.
past few years.
That's his signature right there. He and Craig Forsyth. That is their go-to.
Huh?
Are you guys secret teammates?
No.
Because Craig runs that livery 100% of the time.
He runs the Greg Moore livery. I run the Jacques Villeneuve livery.
Not much difference.
Yeah, subtle differences
Although
there.
he did have a pink one.
Anyways, I need to go grab some food, and I also need to go run some errands.
All right, man. If you need to go,
out.
if you need to go, that's fine. We're about the point where we got our first caution, and it's right around the neighborhood of Will Stearns here. Will Van Stearns and the Van Halen striped design that you see on Eddie Van Halen's guitar. Got one of those hanging on my wall right now.
I think there was a Target paint scheme he was running from what I saw.
That was Jack Wells, and Jack Wells is shotgun on the field there. And he knew what was up early. He decided to go to the back. Will right now behind you at this point in the race.
Yeah, I was making a run towards the front, but when I started to see what was going on, I was like, yeah.
It was lap 18.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to that.
Anyways, I will see you Tuesday.
Tuesday night, Indy Oval Series finale at Michigan. Final jewel, the crown jewels. And also, we're going to crown a champion. There's a 3-way battle. We'll see you there.
And I'm also going to say this. Book it. Season 1, 2026. St. Pete.
All right.
That's just me saying it, though. It's not official. But when they said that they were well ahead in development, it's like, we're probably going to get it Season 1, 2026. we're gonna get it in time for both
Yeah, I think
season opener for IndyCar and
yeah,
Truck
trucks.
Series
Yeah.
Hey, at least we don't have to run Sebring.
Yeah, well, maybe Sebring stands in for Toronto now.
No, Toronto.
Is it always going to be?
It's going to be Montreal because they want to
Montreal.
keep that Canadian connection.
Okay.
So, somebody was suggesting let's go to Mosport.
Or
It's
will it
like,
be
no.
Sebring for Arlington?
No, if we were to go back to Texas, we'd either go to Coda or maybe even Texas Motor Speedway.
Okay.
They kind of want to keep it in like a geographical within
Right.
geographical range.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this is where the incident happens. And watch right here around Lane Hosler. And there it is right there. Lane right into the wall. He does get that repaired. And we are under caution.
Yeah, I was hoping he would just have a rear wing to be replaced, but unfortunately not. He did have some rear end damage that pretty much ended his race, but he did trot around the track, which is a helpless feeling.
And then we're going to watch everybody come to pit road. And then we're going to really pay attention to on this pit stop coming out. So Ribeiro, I believe, stays out. This is where he decides he's going to stay out and go for track position. There he is. He's going to gain a lot. He's going to opt to stay out, which really wasn't a bad call in hindsight.
But the thing that kind of bothers me the most, he would gain all that track position, but he would give up the lead. I just don't understand.
So once they gather up behind the pace car, pit road will open. Actually, they're on pit road right now, so
Half the people were on the jacks, and half the people were just taking fuel only.
yeah, so that just tells you the tire degradation that was going on here. There is Russell coming out. So this is, we're going to watch this battle right here with Russell, Taylor Mills. And I appreciate everyone setting a stride on Taylor. And let's see, Casey Povolonis and then Anna Klimek. But we're going to watch this restart. I think we could probably move this forward a little bit. Yeah, we'll move this forward a little bit here, get to the green flag. Here we go. Green flag. So Anna is not the leader, though, but it is Ribeiro. Ribeiro stayed out. But we're going to start really watching the battle between Taylor Mills and Alexander Russell. And as much as we thought that Russell would just kind of be patient and hold station, watch a lot of these moves that Russell does on Taylor. And then you're like, oh, yeah. Russell is wanting to move forward. And yeah, here's one almost on the apron. But check out these views from the gearbox. You can see the individual... Oh,
come on!
You can see individual lines of the carbon fiber.
No, I don't want to race you. I'll stay right here.
Somehow Casey gets shuffled out of line. Look at us, 3 wide. Oh, jeez.
Me as a driver, I'd be scared for my life.
And just to let everybody know what lap we're on lap 25 now. So we got another 25 laps or so we'll show before we get on out of here. We do want to just show a complete race, all the action. Ribeiro with a good shot of his car. They had some good-looking liveries. Not sure who their sponsor is, but some good-looking liveries. See that gearing that Russell has? He had enough to pull alongside and actually nose out. But again, he's hitting that wall of air. And also, keep in mind, Taylor and the car directly in front of Taylor are teammates. That's Anna Klimek. Anna's not going to come off the bottom at all to help Alexander.
No, I wouldn't at all. I was watching him. Nobody would go in the fourth gear except for Alexander Russell. And the higher your revs are, the more it's going to keep up speed. Wait.
Here's Ribeiro.
Now Ribeiro.
Yeah, he's in fifth gear.
Yeah, he's in fifth gear, but at the same time, I just don't understand why he didn't pit with all the leaders there, but he couldn't, as you would say, hang out with. God, because who was that? Was that Lilac who drove back behind him?
Yeah.
And he just walked right past him.
There's Lilac right there, behind Povolonis. Outside, that is Valentin on the outside. Lilac going to sixth gear, down the fifth. Big lift. Watch the run Lilac gets here, even though Valentin fills the hole. Should be a big lap for Lilac right here. Considering in the draft the entire time, you can hear the revs. Taylor Mills in sixth gear. You definitely hear the difference in revs of those two cars. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's when you know you're not really pushing and trying to save fuel. But for me, saving fuel is kind of hard for me to save fuel. I'll just ask Craig how to save fuel.
The running joke when I was in races is, what is your fuel strategy or how are you saving fuel? And basically, I would just say, I'm doing whatever Alex Van de Sant does.
Yeah, when Craig.
Alex might not like it, but that's exactly what I did.
That's why I ask him every time we run elite. I say, hey, Craig, what's the fuel? Because I know you know. Tell me.
Now let's watch some of these laps from Russell's point of view. He gets right up on Taylor. And
I think it's in the next couple,
Yeah.
See it.
If netcode executed here, it would have been something big.
I'm surprised he didn't crash. Very, very surprised.
And I don't know what Taylor sees from their point of view in the cockpit from the mirrors, but that's gotta freak you out when all you see in your main panoramic mirror on the top of your screen is nothing but a nose. Nothing but a nose.
I swear a couple of times they actually did make contact.
Big run right here. Trying to arc into that corner a little bit to get a better run. Scrub off a lot of speed if you just stay on the bottom the entire time on the yellow line.
Oh, lap 36, that's the one.
A little bit of a lift there. Let's go back to Taylor Mills, and we're going to go from the gearbox view here. And he got bogged down. She got bogged down coming off of the corner 4. Big run. Little bit of a wiggle. Oh, down on the apron. Oh.
Wow. I don't know how that was not a crash.
There you go. There's that. If Taylor Mills is flying a tanker, then Alexander Russell's in the F-16 getting refueled by him. He's that close. But I can see now that we got a chance to ride with the different drivers on this kind of this replay, this bonus coverage, you really hear the higher revs that Russell had over Taylor Mills. Taylor Mills, her revs were a lot lower, as you can hear in the sound. So she was bogging her car down, but she's also saving a great deal more fuel. Let's go back to Russell, and we're going to watch from the Robbie Gordon, old school Robbie Gordon cam.
I miss these cameras.
Oh, yeah. ABC, when they slapped the camera over the left rear of Robbie Gordon's car. And if you've ever seen the highlight of Indianapolis coming down the front straight, on the inside of him was Raul Boisel in that Duracell car, and how they interlocked wheels at one point. So at one point, you know, the wheel of Raul's car is right here, and then you have the side pod of Raul's car here. So you have the wheel of Robbie almost touching the side pod. It was pretty amazing, and it was just all for a split second. And Robbie did a big lift to allow Boisel to go on by. But it's a great highlight, and it always showed up in like the pre-race highlights of Indianapolis.
Still my favorite era of IndyCar.
Yeah, I would say the 90s is a lot of people like that era. Right before the split.
Love it.
It was right kind of on the same level almost as Formula One. The early 90s, mid 90s, and then the split happened, and then that really, that I think allowed NASCAR to kind of get the lead on all and everything. People could argue that NASCAR was on its way up already at that point, but it really allowed NASCAR then to put distance. And now NASCAR, to keep people's interest, they got to throw gimmicks at everything, and I don't think that's the best way to put on racing.
No. Don't get me started, Gary. Because when I meet you on Thursday, I will call you, and you will hear my rants.
a lot of talk now that Fox will want to introduce playoffs or something. I do not see.
No.
I think the owners are firmly against it. The fans I know are firmly against it, and I'm pretty sure the drivers are not that keen on the idea.
I'm not for it in NASCAR. Period.
This is Anna Klimek leading. I think Anna might have led the most laps. 54 total. You can kind of go through the field. Brutto led 52. Casey didn't lead any. Christopher didn't lead any. Wallot didn't lead. Klimek led 54. Lilac led 45. Taylor led 45. That whole team just really dominated the day, the early portions of this race. Unfortunately, this didn't work out. Russell led 24. Let's see what lap count we're at. We're at 54 laps, so this is about the point where we realize, oops.
We cut in.
We cut in right. But we can make it to 60 real quick, and then we'll just kind of wrap it up there. But thanks for sticking us out. We wanted to show everybody the race in its entirety.
Yeah, then we got one caution after that.
The caution late in the race, actually involving Russell, a number of drivers down the backstretch, coming off a pit road.
Just kind of fluke how that happened.
It just kind of shows you, once again, we talk about it in our other broadcasts, just the closing rates of these cars. That people like said, that could have been easy, should have been avoided, should have. I mean, you don't realize. Get into these cars. First of all, try them out. You got to try these cars out if you haven't done so already. Put yourself in VR. It's even faster in VR because everything's so close to your eyes. But on a monitor, it's still pretty darn fast on a monitor, or if you have triples. But you are really in real world, it's a football field a second is what they race at. And when you're inches apart, like in this shot right here with Mills, the blue car, and the black car behind Russell, if Mills were to lift for any reason, gets loose or something, Russell is right there into the back of Mills, and there's an accident. And people go, well, you should have lifted, you should have braked. You don't have time. You don't have it. Your reflexes, even for a real IndyCar driver, is probably not enough.
You're going to lose. This car is pretty much all about momentum now. You see Indianapolis all the time. You see the big runs, all the draft. It's just, you lose that momentum. The car behind you is going to take
And there's Ribeiro coming to pit road for his scheduled stop. And that's about the point where I think we picked up the coverage.
Yep.
But let's get the camera on Alan here, because he became our winner. All right, well, that's going to do it. We'll go ahead and call it out at this point. Thanks for putting up with us and the technical difficulties to start this thing off. I hope everyone got a chance to see kind of the action that we were really calling. It was really paying attention to that Mills and Russell lap after lap after lap with the extreme close-up shots of Russell's nose underneath the attenuator of Mills' Dallara. But that's going to wrap it up. We'll get on out of here, give everyone back their Saturdays. All right, so again, thanks for sticking it out with us. So that's it for today. Once again, your podium here from Nashville Superspeedway for Championship Saturday here in the IIS is Alan Berteau getting that first breakthrough win. Going to pretty much solidify his spot at P2 in the championship. Congratulations to him. Casey Povolonis, first podium for Casey in the IIS broadcast. He finishes second, and Christopher Hamlick declined an interview, but we wish him congratulations on his P3, and I hope to see more of him in the future. Join us again next, we think on Saturday, February 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for round one of the 2026 campaign, as the teams and drivers will start this all over again on the new streets of the St. Petersburg. So on the new St. Petersburg course. If everything is the same as this season, coverage should start again 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 2:00 p.m. Eastern on that Saturday. As always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. We'll have the new thumbnails and everything set up probably after the start of the new year. Just be looking for them. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, and obviously we've shown you they're not easy and require time and money to produce. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar iRacing Series, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and donate to our 2025 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough, so any contribution we greatly appreciate. I want to thank you for watching and making us a part of your YouTube viewing during NTT IndyCar race weeks, whenever that happens during the season. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below to let us know what you thought of today's race. And if you enjoyed today's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including Tuesday night. The IndyCar Oval Series kicks off our September slate with Championship Tuesday at Michigan International. It's the third crown jewel in the P1 Triple Crown Challenge and final race of the season, with three drivers neck and neck in a tight championship race. Don't miss the action. Coverage starts at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time right here on P1. P1's IndyCar iRacing Series Saturday Top Split coverage is presented to you by 4D Racewear. You want to check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in the description. And also check them out at the Sim Gaming Expo next weekend, September 5th through 7th in Schaumburg, Illinois. Visit their table, check out their gloves, check out their shoes, check out their apparel, and they're also going to start selling trophies and championship rings, and they will have those on hand there, so you want to check those out. That is 4D Racewear. Link is in the description. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. You like all those close-up shots underneath the gearbox? That's from Whiplash. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook. You can follow on X and Instagram. Links are in the description. For business inquiries, to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links also on Linktree. Of course, all those links you need are right in the description. So, for El Patron, Antonio Estrada, Ryan Skywalker, buddy, we're still thinking of you. Jacob Collins, who joined us in the booth this season. Matt Wagner, who joined us in the booth this season. Everyone here at P1 who has helped us with this IIS season. I'm Gary Gatto saying all, thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Make sure to catch the real stars and cars of the NTT IndyCar Series this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time for the Porchetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix. You can follow all the action on your local Fox affiliate, on the Fox app, and if you're outside of America, on the IndyCar Live app, or just join Mark James and the gang on IndyCar Radio, Sirius Channel 215. Be sure to check your local listings for the correct broadcast times and station in your area. If you don't know what it is, you can catch us again. It's going to be February 28th, 2026 at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the streets of St. Petersburg for the next race of the IndyCar iRacing Series Saturday Top Split on P1. Thanks for being with us all season long, everybody, and congratulations to our two-time champion back-to-back, Kevin Burrell, the General. Congratulations, Kevin. We'll catch everybody again next season. We'll catch you later.